this tower. Please be careful. No, I don't. But that's why I'm filming it here on Planet Poke. Welcome everyone to my Conquest walkthrough. Today, we are back at Dragnor. There's some mysterious light emitted from this tall tower. So we must investigate. Is Nobunaga really gone? Did he have a parachute when we kicked him out of the tower? I was assuming we battled on the top floor. But no! This would be the top floor. Now what could be at the top? An Ampharos? Like a lighthouse? The light was coming from here. Ah! Lord DeoGenZ over there! Bum bum bum. DeoGenZ. Link with me. Show me your strength. That's the legendary Pokemon. Bum bum bum. So it is revealed, if you could not already tell by the shape of the minimap that showed all the regions on Ransei. It's Arceus that created this world, and now we have the chance to link with it. So in order to minimize damage of its Judgment Day attack, I try to keep all my other warriors that are not involved in this fight off to the side. The idea here is that, yes, you link with it. Link with it with your main character, and I believe eventually you'll be able to get a best link with it as well, just like you have with Vaporeon now, if you went the route that I did with the evolutionary stones. I am curious, though, what happens if you eliminate this thing. I never felt the need to, because I believe there's only one Arceus. If I destroy it, well, that may just help Nobunaga's cause. We're much closer than before, but not close enough. We still have to keep our distance with our other warriors, not wanting to gain judgment and lose health. But this is a fairly straightforward fight, even if Arceus does surround your whole team, which is why I try to keep at a distance. You get an idea for that entire box area around Arceus is where you'll be affected by its judgment. Even if all are, you really only have to link twice in order to get the connection. And it's simple. My name is Arceus, creator of this world. I have been waiting for you, DeoGenZ. Lord DeoGenZ, you linked with the legendary Pokemon. That's amazing. This means...
Not so fast. So, the legends were true. Very well. But the legends can be overcome with an army mighty enough.
We meet again, DeoGenZ. But this'll be our last battle. This time I'm gonna win.
My duty is to protect Lord Nobunaga. To that end, there is nothing I will not do.
I did not imagine that we would meet on the battlefield again so soon, Lord DeoGenZ. And yet, if you will insist on standing in Lord Nobunaga's way. Such a battle will be a new experience for me. I plan to enjoy it. Thank you, DeoGenZ. I shall attempt to repay you by keeping your suffering to a minimum.
Lord Nobunaga always knew that this would happen. That is why we are here. But...
It is time. Come, Rayquaza, Baraka's night.
That's right. He has not just one, but two black dragons that are legendary.
Nobunaga and Rayquaza shall defeat this legendary Pokemon and bring destruction to Ransei for all our sakes.
Our sakes? You're bringing the destruction of Ransei for our sakes? Thanks, buddy, but let me decide what is good for my sake and what's good for yours. It sounds like the only way you came up with this sake idea is by drinking lots of sake. So get out of here. Out of my ring. Anyway, we need to be strategic in this battle. We have multiple warlords going against us, and we are but one. No, we are not. We are but 5 warlords all across the region, so we will see whose resolve and strategy is more mighty. But I must say, that Black Rayquaza is sexy. I love shiny Pokemon, especially shiny dragon Pokemon. And if you follow Black 2 and White 2, you'll know the developers threw in another black shiny dragon. I wonder if there's anything in Japanese mythology that symbolizes black dragons in some kind of lore, because they are just so awesome. And whenever I say black dragon, I think of Red Eye's Black Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! But that's another series. So remember how we got Arceus off of our tail? Well, at this point I want to utilize this square, I just came up with this idea now, to try and circumvent some of our opponent's attacks. With that Rayquaza, you have to be scattered out, because it has a super beam cannon. It's got its hyper beam or dragon beam, whatever it fires off, that will be able to hit a far span across, very similar to how Charizard's flamethrower worked. You want to make sure that you go for each of your members to take out a specific warlord. Don't haphazardly attack. For example, I'm not going to go after that Aggron if it gets in my way of Ginchio's Jolteon that we are all thanking Kiji for back when we first took on Nobunaga's army. I want to... maybe I want to save that bustle for later. Usually with a warrior's power or ability, I like to save it for when it's a last resort, or when it's most necessary. That Rayquaza is a problem. I know what you're thinking. I should have gone for Lapras, but hopefully the rest of Nobunaga's team will come on down here, not attack Jolteon, and then I will still have Jolteon to use on Lapras again. But I don't want to send them all barreling in at once, because as soon as you get clustered, they start attacking around you, they're surrounding you, their attacks are hitting everywhere. Another super dangerous foe. Even though he's got a funny voice, you cannot look down on him any longer. Fully evolved, Hideyashi's Infernape. Oh phew, I thought he was going to use the move. Good, I'm glad he didn't. We're protected in part. Miss! Yes, Ieyasu in your low accuracy. We were protected in part by Nobunaga's army there, so that Infernape wouldn't use his burn and flame wheel. I think it's his flame wheel. Okay, so this is his Dragon Pulse, that's what it is. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, I know what that is, that's a Dragon Pulse. Now is the time! But Infernape's move is a fire-type move that hits multiple times. It hits in a box-type configuration, I think 1 square away from him, and it will take out many of your Pokemon if you're not careful. Remember, Lapras is ice, so it takes a wallop from our fighting Pokemon. And now, this is a good point to use it. It might be a last resort since we're going into enemy territory here, so... Full-powered Thunderbolt! Oh, we nearly took out the Lapras, but we're close, guys. We are close. Let's try and... Alright, well... 3 of Nobunaga's army is better than nothing. Now we can start to go on the offensive. What's good about this configuration is we're jamming up the works of Nobunaga's plan to progress forward and attack all of our army at once. Since we came in like a scattered bunch of thieves, throwing rocks and hitting people in the backs with girders, that's always effective, of course. But making him busy with our first wave, he won't see the second wave coming. And that second wave is a devastating one of Wall Rain, and his very large-spanning rectangular formation of Blizzard that affects a good bunch of Pokemon, which, if you look at that, Nobunaga's army is kind of looking like a bunch of helpless Pokemon at this point, doesn't it? Damn. That loyal servant of Nobunaga, Ranmaru, that's what her name is, she re-healed Lucario. So we're going to have to get Gallade on that immediately. Ah! Phew. I was going to say, Jolteon, hang on! I need you one more time for Lapras. Ooh, sneak attack, Miss Magius. I wasn't watching what that thing was doing, I will be honest. Ooh, and Lapras tries to make one more desperate hit. Well, that will be your last, Lapras. My girder doesn't take crap like that. Oh no. Well, it was a nice idea that Jolteon could do something. You served your purpose, Ginchio. You weakened his defenses, and that's what I need. Now we'll use our courage and weaken his defenses more. It's all about making the massive attacks. As many Pokemon as you can affect at once, attack them with judgment. Make them all a part of the box of destruction. Great, and it's a critical hit. But that Nomad ability that just appeared, I believe makes Rayquaza's Dragon Pulse even stronger. So there was really no hope there for Jolteon, but it's okay. Because we don't even need... Oh, figures. I guess we do. I was going to say we don't even need Girder to knock out Lapras. Let's get vengeance on you. Oh, damn, I was hoping to make it flinch. But we actually do need to get rid of Lapras right now. Phew, that's one more patch to our defenses. Ugh, I'm disgusted at my own incompetence. Yeah, I'm disgusted at your own incompetence too. Thinking you couldn't take a threat from my girder. Alright, well, Walrein, if we position you here, perfect, you hit Rayquaza. Bye-bye.
Ha! Let us retreat.
Ah, fleeing so fast, Nobunaga. What happened? I thought you were going to destroy the whole Ransei region and destroy Arceus and all these awesome, badass warriors I have. Okay, now you get a look at how Infernape's attack works, and on the perfect two Pokemon for me not to even care. Flareon resisting because of its fire type, Walrein resisting because of its fat body, it's blubberous, it resists ice and fire type moves. So that's fantastic. Probably more so due to the fact that it's water-ice. Water negates the effect of fire. So with a couple of moves, we've completely changed the field. Now the last remaining warriors on Nobunaga's side are dwindling in health. We've got plentiful Pokemon to use against them, and that's why I say don't go full head first into battle. It may be an open field, and it may be seeming like an epic last stand in the middle of the gigantic square arena. It may seem like a cool thing, but you do not want to be knocked out with a Dragon Pulse skewer through your whole team, which is exactly what they'll do. That Infernape, it's dangerous to your members who are weak to his fiery effects, so if you do have a pure ice-type Pokemon that you brought here, maybe you don't have a mixture of a Walrein, it just took you too long to raise, then... Oh, I was worried about that. Damn parry ability. Then you'll want to steer clear of that. You'll want to make sure you don't get into Infernape's way. But now, we still have Walrein here to do some serious damage on the sidelines, if it attacks. And Walrein is one of those types of Pokemon that needs to be a long-range crossfire hitter because it doesn't move too many squares. Its move space is limited because it's a big, fat, blubberous walrus, so that's understandable. But when you do launch your attacks, and it does strike, as you saw, the power with defeating Nobunaga's shiny Rayquaza, it is vital, and it's a turning point in the game. Perhaps that Lucario parried once, but I doubt it will happen twice, especially when I take it from surprise and skull smash it from the back with a girder. You'll never see it coming. It'll be like, oh, it looks like girder is out of my sights. Conk! Fainted. The rest of Nobunaga's dwindling army is futile. But that's how you quickly win this match. You might want to switch up the last Pokemon you had from the match at Dragnor, because this is a much more balanced army than Nobunaga's previous exclusivity to mostly dragons, with the exception of that Simisage. So now that he's got this balanced warlord cachet, he does stand a chance of defeating you. Don't think it's not out of the range. But once you bring the right team, take him on tightly with the right strategy, making sure that you don't rush in like that. Just going on pure power won't work alone. You need omnipotent power of strength and strategy to completely slaughter this opposing force.
Looks like they got us good.
Yep, Hideyoshi, things look futile for you. Doesn't matter what army you join and desert and rejoin, you will never find the strength you seek.
My apologies, Agron. I have let you down.
So you may say, Ieyasu, but have I even seen your Agron attack us once? In the 2 kingdoms that we fought him in, has he even launched one Iron Tail? I seriously believe that every time he's done it throughout this series, he's missed. So that's an issue of that Agron. And I wonder if there's an item in this game that will allow you to have better accuracy, because that's ridiculous. 2 matches where one of the main warlords can't even strike? That is a very lucky streak for me, I suppose.
Our enemies are stronger than they look.
Victory! Now we've saved Ransei. What you gotta say for yourself now, Nobunaga? Dear brother, why?
Do you not understand?
Throughout the land, warriors fought endless battles driven by the quest for the legendary Pokemon. These conflicts continued for years. And more warriors began to treat their Pokemon, their partners, as little more than tools. Many warriors lost the ability to feel love for their Pokemon. It was for this reason that Nobunaga sought to unite Ransei. If he could prove to all that he was the most powerful warrior in Ransei, then perhaps all the fighting would stop. Nice theory, Nobunaga, but how does that stop people wanting legendaries?
The legendary Pokemon is just that, a legend, a story made up to frighten children.
I thought a legendary was one Pokemon that's super rare. What's that Rayquaza you got there?
People went to the ends of the earth in search of it. And yet, even if they managed to get their hands on it, its fearsome power would cause them to lose their minds. That is why I will destroy this Arceus. The legend that has stolen the very heart of my beloved Ransei.
Sounds like you were corrupted by legendary dragon power as well. Dear brother.
And yet, DeoGenZ. Even before Arceus, you have retained your clarity. Perhaps you are the one.
Brave warriors. I have seen how much you both care for Ransei. I therefore entrust it to your care. DeoGenZ. You are still young.
That is why you will not see me again. Until you are worthy of me. Farewell. After that, DeoGenZ returned all the captured castles to their original warlords. Wow, what a nice guy I am. They in turn agreed, after some discussion, to draw up a set of rules designed to protect the Pokemon of Ransei.
You fought so hard to capture these castles. Feels like a bit of a waste just giving them back. But that's the way DeoGenZ does things, I suppose.
I hope that one day we may share a battlefield again, DeoGenZ. We never battled in the first place, Kenshin.
Goodbye.
DeoGenZ, you beat me fair and square. To be honest, though, I knew from the first time we met that you were gonna do big things. And I know what I've gotta do now, too. Head back to Ignis and start again from scratch.
Doing battle with you has taught me a great deal, Lord DeoGenZ. The love of a warrior for their partner Pokemon, the bonds between friends and allies, these are priceless treasures. I shall return to Valora and attempt to adhere to these principles that you embody.
Lord DeoGenZ, peace has returned to Ransei, just as Lord Nobunaga desired. Thank you. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Lord DeoGenZ. Wah! I thought I should drop by to offer my congratulations. I just can't believe you did it. I can't stop these tears. You're crying too, Mitsunari? Of course not. Now, come on. So everyone's gone. We're alone again. But Lord DeoGenZ, I'd like to stay with you if that's alright. Oichi, you're all we need. Our partner Pokemon by our side, and her, we will prevail. And so Ransei was filled with the laughter, filled with the chortles of people and Pokemon alike. And from the top of the Infinite Tower, Nobunaga looked down at it all, a smile upon his face. And so, that was Pokemon Conquest Planet Poke People. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this walkthrough. I had a blast making it. It was a really good time to test out all the voices inside my head, try and present them in a hilarious, creative way on screen while involving Pokemon at the same time. It's awesome! I thought this was an excellent crossover for Pokemon to do. I had never heard of the Nobunaga's Ambition series before, but now I may actually take some interest into it because this combines pseudo-Japanese past history and fictional events of today, i.e. Pokemon, and mashes it into this great strategical game that I think was well programmed. The graphics were cool in that you could play as the little Pokemon, you could see them running around, all the animations for the attacks that you gained were also very excellent, very cool to see launch out onto the screen. The evolutions were phenomenal. It was fun to collect all the different art, which is now all logged in a journal type diary sort of thing in the main menu that you can see all the Pokemon and warriors that you've encountered along your journeys, so you'll be able to check over all that wonderful art programmed and drawn out by the people you see here in the credits, and you'll be able to go over that without having to worry about getting into a battle every time. So I thought this game was brilliant. I give it a 9.5 out of 10, and if you're all getting sad in the comments now saying, "No, don't go, there's a post-game," I know this to be true. However, since I'm in college at this point and I need to focus on my academics, it might not be coming so swiftly, so I just wanted to close out the main part of this story. Conquest will return, I'm just not sure when. It may take a couple of months of backlogging videos for everyone, but it will return, so we will try and go ahead and find the rest of the Pokemon throughout Ransei, and also encounter the other warlords in their stronger leveled up forms. It should be fun, I'm looking forward to it. But in the meantime, if you're looking for some content to consume other than what Planet Poke has for you here, remember to hit that subscribe button in the top right hand corner of this video for that. Then you can head over to my channel, youtube.com/DeoGenZ, that's DeoGenZ, to take a look at my content ranging from Pokemon to Russian Minecraft to Analog, a hate story indie games. There's so much on that channel. Be sure to check out the playlists. It's plentiful in content, and I do a weekly gaming podcast there as well. So my community is constantly engaged. See you there. Congratulations, Lord DeoGenZ! You've cleared this story! But many more adventures lie ahead. I mean, the stories of all the different warriors you've met so far are just beginning. Oh, but don't worry. Though your link values will be reset, you'll still keep all your valuable items. Phew, don't have to find that shop person again. And when you recruit warriors or link with Pokemon that are registered in the gallery, the data you have built up with them will be carried over. By the way, this is how the gallery looks at the moment, Lord DeoGenZ. Alright, not too shabby, not too shabby. There's still a bunch more of Pokemon to meet, lots of warriors to see advanced, and we certainly will in the future. And I know that eventually, the day that you return to center stage will come, Lord DeoGenZ. I look forward to seeing you again soon.